Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Speedrunner Spotlight on a Monday. We tried. Well, I have to record some episodes in advance for when I'm gone. So here we are. Uh, well, today, LilKirbs is here. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on the show where we talk about speedrunning. And that's about it. So glad we're informed on how this works. Yeah, we're a professional interviewer show here. So
Very much
expect
so.
nothing but the top-notch, hard-hitting questions. So, what got you started on this journey here?
On the speedrunning journey, you
Yes,
know, I tend not even to think of myself as a speedrunner when I do Mario Maker because it's kind of like a separate thing.
a little
I'm still
bit.
going for world records and all that. Um, because I see speedrunning as like, you take a game, beat it as fast as possible. Mario Maker, it's kind of been like it's like a shorter version of it, right? You take a
Hmm.
single level, almost like individual levels in like, you play Mario Bros, the original one, try to beat 1-1 the fastest time or, 8-4, something like that. Um, which I've liked a lot. It's still using the same kind of, ideas and strategies to go as fast as you can and trying to optimize parts. Um, I've really enjoyed it. But yeah, I think it's been since 2019 since I've actually speedran a game, which was Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, you were kind of good at Mario Odyssey back then too, I'd say.
I
Maybe
had a
a little
world
better.
record or two. I
Yeah,
think I had three, maybe. Um,
just the world record in Mario Odyssey.
Back when it was a big game. Yeah, it was popular at the time. I'd say that's
Ooh, really? Already? We're having internet. That's unfortunate. That's like speedrun world record for internet problems. Guess I'll try the 5G.
42. I think beat Sweet Saiga. I forget
Oh,
what their name is.
hold on. My internet just completely crapped out on me. Oh,
A little bit. I don't remember how long,
hello?
but I got it two times after that. It was a 101-21, and then much later in 2019, I had it at 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds.
Hate to cut you off, but my internet completely went out.
Oh, so we're not even live.
No, I
Oh,
know.
okay.
Welcome.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
as I was saying with my internet, like, it's real bad. It's real bad. We
No
love it here.
worries.
So, anyway, I pretty much missed that entire thing you said. So,
Are you recording it too?
I am recording,
Um,
but when my internet goes
okay.
out, like, it stops the
Yeah, I probably want to
thing.
go back to it. I got you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And you can make a cut or whatever you got to do. Or this will be part of the video. Hi, YouTube.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're back now, I think.
Okay.
But we'll see.
You
Maybe
wanna?
in like 5 minutes it'll cut out again because
Okay.
internet's good. But
Yeah, just cut me off right away if you have to. Don't
well,
worry.
my problem is you won't hear me either.
That's a good point because we need internet.
It's oh my gosh. It's
Oh,
fun. The past few episodes have been like this and I always feel like it's just a running joke now like, "Oh, here it comes, the internet."
yeah.
Keep responses to 2 seconds. We got to speed run the questions
One
apparently.
word responses. Yeah.
Anyway, we were going to talk about Mario Odyssey speedruns.
We were
Hopefully, the
going to talk
internet
about
wants us
those.
to actually hear what you have to say this time.
Yeah, no, it's important stuff because I held the
Mm-hmm.
record three separate times. The first time, um, I think their name is Sweet Saiga. I forget how to say it exactly. But I beat their time with like a 101-42, I think it was. I had that world record for maybe a week or so. I don't think it lasted too long.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had a 101-21 eventually. That one lasted for about a month, I think.
It's a
And
long
then there
time
was
for
one.
Odyssey back
It
then.
really was. Yeah, people were always grinding the game, especially any percent. Um And those top few runners that you saw in 2019 who were grinding for sub hour, um, were consistent throughout the entire time, the entire lifespan of it,
Mm-hmm.
which was really, really cool, I think, as a viewer. I mean, I was the one playing, but I heard from, my community even now, they still look back at that time and said it was super, super hype.
Oh yeah.
Um, Especially with, well, I had a record of 1 hour, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds in, I think, I don't know, February or March of 2019. And that record stood for a month until Nitro could beat it with a 59:59. Um, which is, people talk about mental barriers in speedrunning. That had to be one of the biggest ones.
Oh yeah.
Because
That's
I was half a second off from it. Literally half a second. I had a
for a
10
month.
10000.49. I remember it came out to be. It, I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
hype month though. People were always getting runs, being on pace. It was great.
Yeah, I know a thing or two about being like milliseconds from a second barrier, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So,
Yeah.
one world record I had in Mario 1 Warpless was, well, for a long time we thought it was 1859.00,
Mhm.
1 frame, but it was
Yeah.
2 frames, so it was actually two
Okay.
frames from it. That matters so much, but it,
Still, like,
yeah,
such a little amount of time, especially for Mario 1 and
hmm
all those games. It's crazy. But you
yeah,
get frame rules at least. It's mostly like
yeah, like
8-4 if I understand that right.
yeah, A4 is frames, but everything else is frame rules. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I've always said that like Odyssey's got to be a lot harder. I've talked to some other Odyssey runners. Like you have everything like matters. Like and it's in
Yeah,
3D with no notches. Oh my
that too.
gosh, it's so much.
Um, the thing that I think a lot of Odyssey speedrunners did like though is the fact that almost none of it. There was maybe like one or two parts of the run that are random or RNG based.
Hmm.
Um, so if you made a mistake, you were the one who made it, unless you wanted to blame it on an input drops or your controller or whatever, which
Yeah,
it was mostly our faults.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, wireless controllers, there can be the occasional hiccup.
Sometimes, yeah. Especially with a game where you're shaking the controller
Yeah.
the entire game. Yeah, sometimes there are some hiccups, but yeah, I like that it was pretty much all skill based, right? So if you're going into a run, it's based on you whether you get it. You're not relying on chance or anything.
Yeah.
Because the
Someone who
most
hits
time you would,
RNG, love it.
yeah, the because the only times you would lose time to RNG, first of all, it'd only be up to maybe 5 seconds at most, and a run that's an hour long, that's really not that much.
Hmm.
Um, It's only if you mess it up. You have to be able to react to it.
Hmm.
So I really like that aspect of the game. That's why I ran it for so long. I ran it from what the game came out in 2017, and I stopped, I think, mid 2019. So at least 2 years I was playing that game.
Yeah, that's a lot. And the only RNG is the like Mecha Wiggler, right? That.
Yeah, Mecha Wiggler, and then in Snow Kingdom, there's like a big ice room, and then you get 2 moons from it. I think
Hmm.
there are Goombas in the room that can spawn in random places or they have random movement, something like that. And if their position's a little bit off, sometimes you can lose about a second to it. Or sometimes it's very rare it happens, but it happened to me like once or twice. The Goomba can actually just walk off the edge and you have to lose like 15 seconds to die and reset the room.
Huh.
Um,
Well, that's
so there
fun.
was a little bit of randomness, but it was so, so rare to happen.
Hmm.
So pretty negligible.
Wow. I didn't know the Goomba could just fall off plus ratio like that. Dang.
Yeah, he did that a few times.
Well, yeah, you definitely need that for the Goomba Switch. Although now they like clip in the side of that thing.
Yeah, they don't even care about it now. They do some, I think it's like pixel perfect or something. It sure looks
Just
like
some
it.
magic, you know.
I don't know how they do it. I've tried it myself. I've gotten it like once, but then they have a setup to get it pretty consistently. They can usually get in a run within one or two tries. which is
Crazy. Yeah.
mind-boggling to me. Yeah.
Current Odyssey is just mind blowing.
It is. They have a lot of I think it's the triple jump moon clip
Mm-hmm.
is what they're doing, which most of those are, like, actually frame perfect, and then they also require really precise positioning beforehand too. I still keep up with runners like Dangers, Tyrone. I know Chaos Pringle. I think he actually came back to the game recently and got a new PB. A bunch of those runners, I'm still really good friends with. I still keep up with their times, keep up with the new strats. It's really cool.
Yeah. I'm a big Odyssey fan, so I watch it a lot, especially yeah, Dangerous Tyrone. So,
Hmm.
I saw Dangerous was at a GDQ, so I watched some practice room stuff. He hit the
Yeah,
triple
yeah.
jump moon clip a couple times, and I was like, "What?
Did it?
That's a
Yeah.
thing?"
It's really, really hard to pull that off.
Mm.
Um, Super impressive stuff they can do.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. When you ran the game, it was still like the version 1, right?
Yeah, version 1.0 was the fastest version. And then what was it? Pace 2019. That was like right after people were getting sub hour, right?
Yeah.
So actually during the tournament to qualify for that, I had gotten my first sub hour in like the final round or something to like, you either win this match or you don't go,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So is stakes were higher there.
A little bit.
But I should have been able to get the record, but I lost a bunch of time near the end, I think, because I had pace that was here, let me start. The world
Okay.
record was still 59, 59, or 58, right? It was within that second,
Mhm.
right? Really high 59. By the time I was out of Metro Kingdom, I think I was on pace for a 59 3x, so like in the
Jesus.
30s. So I was way ahead because I had an insane beginning, and from there I just lost bits of time throughout the run. And I think doing the pillar room, I probably lost a few seconds too. But I ended with a 59 point, maybe point 0.7. I think it
Mm.
was really tight at the end, but I was still able to clutch it out. So that was the first sub hour in a race. It was also the fourth sub hour after
S-
ever.
So you
Um,
PB'd in a race by not even a second, and it was like all these
yes,
things.
yeah,
It's funny.
and I think it would have been well actually at that time because everyone was so close. It was like everyone had 59 59 or a 59 58. They
Hmm.
started putting milliseconds on it too, so I think I was like third or fourth place or something
It's
because the
crazy.
other
You'd be
ones were a
in
little bit
fourth
faster than
place,
me.
and world record would be like a 58.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Uh-huh, just a second off.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that was a fun time, but then we went to, it was PACE 2019, which was held by Global Speedrun Association. That was the competition with the top 4 from the Any Percent League that they did, which was part of that tournament where I got sub hour in.
Hmm.
Um, I think I placed 3rd in it. I had never played in a live event before, so it was very new to me. Um I don't remember playing too well, but it was really fun to meet everyone there and get the experience under my belt. But like while we were at the event, version 1.3 had came out, which is the version of the game that people currently play on, and we weren't sure what to do because we had all the top runners there. We're like, okay, what are we gonna do about this new version of the game? Because the load times are way faster. They did something I don't know, somehow the Switch reads it a bit differently, and you save about 20 30 seconds in an any percent run just to loads.
Wow.
Um, so people were already testing it, not at the event, and at the event too, but trying to see how much time that actually saved. And it was found that 1.0 had a few glitches that made it faster to beat the game, right? So you had first moon skip in Cascade Kingdom that saved like 20 25 seconds or so. Um, the loads would just offset that, right?
Hmm.
In total, the loads would offset all of them and save still like, I don't know, it'd save time. Maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds, something like that. Saved a bit of time. Um, I think I said it wrong. It was definitely more than 30 seconds of loads it saved. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it saved time. That was the key. And it was like changing our routes, changed the way we played the game a little bit, getting rid of some of the hardest tricks that you would reset on most of the time. Um, so that was a huge turning point for it. And it happened right at that event. Um, and when we got back, a few of those runners would keep doing it, keep pushing the time down. I think I ended It was June 2019, I think. I ended with a 59:39, and that was using the new 1.3 version. Um, so I'd say, like, in terms of, like, gameplay, it was probably pretty similar to my 59:59, but it was using the new version, so it saves that time from the loads. Um, and after that, I know I was having hand issues around that time because I would, you know, when you're grinding a game out that much that has so many button inputs and shaking the controller around, I was starting to have hand issues.
Mhm.
Um, I just thought it was time to kind of slow down a bit more. And also, Mario Maker 2 was coming out that same month. So I knew I was going to move over to that to start streaming that, start playing it. Um, so I just kind of got off the game bit steadily. Um, and I kind of, yeah, just didn't really run the game after that. Mostly because of hand issues, a little bit burnout. I had been playing for 2 years pretty much. Um, wasn't as interesting as it was before, at least before getting sub hour, right? You get past that huge barrier,
Mhm.
and then it's like, do we want to keep pushing this further? Um, so a little bit of burnout, mostly hand issues, and then Mario Maker 2 came out. Just kind of dropped the game.
Yeah. And
Didn't
then
really
never
play much
played it
after that.
again. No.
That's a lie.
I know.
Yeah, I did play it again. I think it was September. There was another tournament that I joined.
Mm.
I didn't do too well because I hadn't played for a while. I think I was maybe getting, 101s, 102s, no sub hours or anything like that. Um, but there was a tournament. I don't remember how I did. But I did participate in it. And then every so often on stream, I'll just be like, I got an Odyssey kick. I'll do a run or two.
Mhm.
And then that happens every once, maybe every few months, whenever I feel like it.
Well, yeah, once you start a game, it's hard to drop it forever.
Yeah, it's
So,
still fun to run. I enjoy the game. And I'll try out some of their new strats that they have too, and then I can't do it at all. Like even
mm,
there's a skip in Cascade now that's like it's way harder than first Moon Skip was, but you do this really precise jump up a wall, and then you can get to the brutal fight way earlier. It saves a bunch of time. It's just so precise to get it. I've done it a few times myself, but whenever I go back to the game, people are always like, "Oh, you're gonna do Dino Skip Skip?" I think is what it's called.
mhm.
You're gonna do DSS, and I'm like, no, I never do. Because it's like 1 in 30 for me. It's really really precise,
Oh
and then
yeah.
the top runners just have it consistent. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that trick. Like you throw Cappy at like this part of the wall that you kind of have to wall jump off of too.
Yeah,
It's so tiny, this little sliver on the wall.
you
There
can't
it
even
is.
see where you're landing on. Really,
No, you
it
can't
doesn't
see
look
it.
like a platform, but it is.
I mean, it's not a
Crazy hard.
platform. It's not supposed to be,
No,
but
no, absolutely not.
speedrunners just like, yeah, this works.
Crazy
It's
hard.
like
I
a
don't even
wall
know how they
jump.
found
It's
it.
like the 3D equivalent of a wall jump.
Pretty much, yeah. You're only on there for a split second, you go up,
Mhm.
and then the movement afterwards is still really hard too, because you're like wall jumping off like the very small part of the bone.
Mhm.
There's like a big skeleton up there or whatever. Really, really hard stuff that they put into the game.
Yeah,
So,
like all the
I picked a
movement.
good time I picked a good time to drop it.
Oh, yeah. Right when it got easier with the loads.
Yeah, yeah,
It's too easy now. Better put it down.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll say that's the reason.
yeah.
Just too easy for you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm actually when I upload this to YouTube, I'll be at pace this year. So
Oh yeah, when is that?
it starts Sunday in a week.
Oh, it's that soon?
Yeah,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I know they huh. When I went to Pace, it was I think like end of April, maybe May. Guess they're just moving it towards the summer then. That's
Yeah.
sick though.
I mean,
You gonna
last
be
year was
running?
like in October, so it's whenever they
Gotcha.
want. There's
Okay.
a big Mario one tournament there for one of the
Oh,
days,
sweet. Yeah.
so I get to experience some. I had a run last year too, but this is like the first tournament, so now I get to be
Yeah.
pace tournament person.
It's fun.
Oh yeah,
It's real fun. Yeah.
yeah. I've never been in a live tournament setting, so I'm excited to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
I'll do
yeah.
okay, maybe, maybe not.
Now you'll do the way you play the GDQ and then you got
uh,
the flagpole
I don't
glitch.
think that's a good
Just
representation of how
no,
a
no, no,
tournament
no. Replicate it. Just replicate
works.
it. All right. It's easy.
I'll
You've
play
done it once.
better
You can
if
do
I
it
play
again.
with one hand. That's how I'll
Yeah.
win.
It's half the amount of stress up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll do great.
Oh God, I still can't believe that GDQ run was real. It was too
Yeah, you
dumb.
you came up to me after that. You're like, "I just nailed flagpole glitch." I'm like, I didn't I saw part of the run, but I had to watch a clip of that back. It's absolutely insane. Your one-handed Mario 1 run.
uh,
Crazy.
yeah, that was the best live warpless GDQ run in GDQ's history. I did it with one hand.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all. That's what we were talking about, like you uploading your first short onto YouTube. My first
Oh,
short
yeah.
was that because I was like, I have to milk this
Yeah,
now.
it's a
That was
sick
too
clip.
insane.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the thing I forgot to mention, we were talking about like analytics, like it went up to 200 views and then flatlined. That's how shorts work, apparently.
So you never know.
You never know.
I mean, I just uploaded my first one, and it's like, you know, yesterday it didn't go up at all, and then overnight it's like, whoop, spiked up. And
Hmm.
like I don't know what to expect. I'll just let it run its course. See
Yeah,
what happens.
maybe it'll become a staircase over time or something. Keep
Maybe.
shoving it into the algorithm. We'll never know.
You Mario runners and you stairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Always the stairs.
They put stairs in Mario Maker, I'm sure, sometimes.
They're like pixel perfect though.
Yeah, that is slightly harder, I suppose. Well,
Yeah.
stairs are pixel perfect if you're doing certain things, like a flagpole glitch, but
Yeah. Because in Mario Maker, way different than Mario 1.
hmm.
And I think any Mario 1 runner who's played Mario Maker as well can attest to that. It is
Yes.
not even close. Because when I played Lost Levels for the first time, I think on Mario Day. It took me like 3 hours to get through. The momentum is so weird to get used to.
Hmm.
Because once you're going one direction, you're not really going the other direction. You just go for it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's real tough.
Aren't all of Mario Maker, like I know it has the World 3 original, new and all that. Don't they all
Yeah,
like share the same kind of physics and that's why they can
pretty
swap between
much.
them?
Yep.
So it's like based on
It's
new super.
yeah, it's very floaty.
Hmm.
And Mario acts like you're driving a bus, right? So you get the bus
What's it
stop
with the
in Mario
buses?
1.
Oh my
No,
god. How are we here again?
it's like driving a bus. Literally, it's so delayed. I mean, for me, it's normal, but like it's like you turn it and then it turns a second later. That's how it feels like.
Like you're using a steering wheel, which you've also done.
Yeah, I got my steering wheel.
Hmm. Yeah. I can't believe every Mario game has some bus analogy. I just can't escape it.
It's always the bus. I don't know what our obsession with buses are, but
Mm. Can
it
never
makes it
escape,
easy for the viewers.
I guess.
It's just a bus.
The perfect analogy, the bus,
Exactly.
works for anything, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. But so you started Mario Maker 2 in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
You got pretty good at that over time, I'd say.
Yeah, because I played Mario Maker 1 when that first came out, which was September of 2015. Um, so I had played that game I, probably until Odyssey came out in 2017. So about 2 years. And I think, you know, I'd switch. I'd kind of be playing both at the same time. So a bit of Mario Maker just on the side, and then mostly focusing on Odyssey. But eventually I just kind of burnt out of Mario Maker 1, and then strictly was Odyssey. And that was until Mario Maker 2 came out, which actually now because that was 2019, now it's 2023. It's
Yeah.
almost it's actually really close. I think it's a few days from now, the 4-year anniversary of Mario Maker 2. Um, but it's been longer since, you know, the space between Mario Maker 1 and 2 was shorter than now between Mario Maker 2 and who knows what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they probably will make a Maker 3, just because they have that new style now, Mario Wonder.
Oh yeah.
Direct just came out, like, last week or whatever. Um, so they're probably gonna add that as another style. Makes sense to do that, you have a new
Yeah.
style, new Mario Maker game.
They've never used that
Um,
extra slot. They just put 3D
no
World and then did nothing else.
Yeah, they were planning to apparently.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like an SMB2 style, but then they're like, don't care. And then they added in Mario 1 style, an SMB2 mushroom,
Mm-hmm.
just so you could use the power up. So they gave up on the whole style, went for that. Um, but it seems like they probably will have a 3 at some point, maybe in a year or 2. I'm not
Mm.
sure.
Or
But
the leaks saying so or something.
we're just guessing.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just
Well,
guessing. Yeah.
I
Most
trust
of the
that
chat's like
journalism.
yeah, most of the chat, it's like Copium, Maker
Mm-hmm.
3, all of that. Um, but it would make sense after making a new style, be able to make in it.
They could
So
make like
we'll
an
see.
ultimate Mario Maker and have like the actual 3D stuff, the 2D
Mario
stuff.
Maker Ultimate,
Mario Maker Ultimate, yes.
Ultimate Deluxe HD, 3D,
Mm-hmm.
put all the tags on it. Yeah.
Yeah, just everything. And Knuckles, featuring Dante
Okay.
from the Devil May Cry series. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
we're hoping for it. We're hoping for it.
Yeah, copium. Gotta
Mhm.
gotta inhale it. It'd be cool though. They definitely like just gave up making new stuff for it for some reason.
Yeah, the last update for it was I think it was 21, so 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. Because they had Ninja speedruns, right? So that was like Nintendo makes a level, and then they hold a contest for everyone to try to get the fastest time, and then they would actually give you a rank for it too, seeing where you placed. And I placed first in, like, I think 3 of them. There were 20 in total 21 in total, actually. Um, so I won a few of them. Those were pretty good, and then once that phased out, I think I don't know when that phased out. That was probably 20 that must have been 21 still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably in 21. Because when that phased out, they had 20 levels. It was like, okay, this is the last Ninja speed run. And then for whatever reason, like 7, 8 months later, they released another one just out of the blue to promote their new Zelda game or something. I think it was like an HD remake or
Mm-hmm.
something. I don't remember. But they had a Ninja speedrun for 2 weeks, and everyone was shocked that they made another one, and they haven't made one since.
Yeah.
But just to promote the game, they did it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's crazy. Like you have this, you make the official Mario Maker 2. Oh, we can keep adding new content to this. We even have like room for extra styles. They stop after 2 years.
Yeah, I think they're just, copium again. They're
Copium
waiting for
Art
a third
3.
one. They got to put more into it.
I mean,
Um,
I hope so because there's so many ideas they could have added and just didn't.
yeah, there's so much room for them to work with. And they got a lot. And if they can also clean up the well, that's Nintendo in general, their
Mm-hmm.
online system.
Not good.
So can't hope for that.
No.
But, new game would be nice.
New game. New game plus. Ultimate
Yeah,
HD 3D. Anyway,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I that'd be cool. It was also cool that Nintendo actually like officially acknowledged speedrunning with their
Yeah,
ninjas.
as an actual word too.
Mm-hmm.
I still type it on my phone sometimes, and it'll try to correct me. I
Mm-hmm.
think people are more accepting that speedrun is a real thing now, or at least Google
Hell
is,
yeah.
which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like in Galaxy they would call some level speed runs, but there was a space, which isn't right.
Yeah, it was 2 words, that's wrong.
That's
Mm-mm,
very wrong. And then
no,
they added a like a hyphen dash instead of a space, which is also wrong. So
no.
I'm glad they finally got
Yeah,
it right.
it's gross.
Very
Exactly.
gross.
'Cause
Disgusting.
Mario yeah, Mario Maker 2, they got the speedrun tag that you can put on your level.
Hmm.
Whenever you upload something, you can put, like, a little tag, kinda describe what it is, and speedrun was one of them. And then they also did Ninja speedrun as one word.
Hmm.
So they have fixed themselves, which is
Yes.
good.
Good for them. I'm glad they've acknowledged us officially. Finally,
Yeah.
took a while. Even though Miyamoto himself did watch Andrew G speedrun at a Nintendo event, so you think they would
When
have
was
known about
that?
it.
When was that?
When was that? It was like
Was that
late
the
2000s or early 2010s. It was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. It wasn't, like, Nintendo World Championships
Oh
or that
no.
thing? No,
That
way
was like
earlier?
1990.
No, they did one, in, like, 15, I thought.
Did
You remember
they?
John Numbers? John
Mm,
Numbers is the name I know from
I
that. He was the one who won. That's when they released or they did, like, a demo of Mario Maker 1. That was, like, the final thing they did.
okay, it's coming to me a little bit, but no, it wasn't that. It was a lot earlier.
Okay,
It might have
gotcha.
been 25th anniversary of Mario
Okay.
event, so that would have been like 2000s at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took them like a decade after that to be like, oh yeah, speedrunning. But
Mhm.
let's just hope that Andrew G implanted that seed in their mind, and then it sprouted
It
into
was all
Ninja
because of him.
speedruns. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my head canon, at least. That would be cool. But yeah, so they had 21 of them. Didn't they like offer medals or something too, like real life things you could earn from at one point?
I wanna see if I have mine. I
I
know I
thought
do.
so.
Oh, I
I
think I
figured
see
you
it,
would
I
have
see it.
one.
I do have one.
Hmm.
Because for the 35th anniversary of Mario, they did a Ninja speedrun event to to celebrate it.
Hmm.
And the level was it kind of looked like 1-1, but they made it into an auto level.
Oh,
Um,
great.
but I mean, if you're gonna get the world record, you can't do it as an auto level. You gotta actually play through it.
Hmm.
So they gave players a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks to get the fastest times on it. And then based on which region you were in, right? So for me, it would have been North America. If you were in the top 35 in your region, you would be sent this coin right here, which I think you can see,
Ooh, yep, there
right?
it is.
I have it in its case because I don't want to mess with it. But
Hmm.
yeah, apparently these things are worth like 1,000, 2,000 bucks or something. I mean, because they're so rare.
Well done.
Um, some people did sell theirs, but I've always kept mine. I like it. But
Fair
yeah, I
enough.
got first in North America by like a
Oh, well,
frame
okay.
or something.
Yeah.
So
So they should have given you like a one made of real gold or something for
yeah,
the
like a
real first
trophy or
place.
something,
Yeah.
not just the coin.
Yeah, you did a
Signed
little better
letter,
than
something
everyone
like that.
else.
It's all good though. I think I got like fifth overall because Japan was killing it
Mm.
in that event. They had the top 4 times worldwide, and then because the goal was trying to get it under 20 seconds, my time was 20.02, I think. So like two
Well,
frames off, and then the world record was like 19 point probably 98 or something, 99.
hmm.
So very, very close, only like a frame or two off, but very fierce competition up there. It was.
Do you know how Mario Maker 2 handles like decimals?
Usually it goes frame by frame, right?
Hmm.
So that's 0.016,
Yeah,
0.017,
at
whatever
60
it wants to
FPS.
count it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most levels will go based off that, but there are a few things that can adjust it by 1,000th of a second, and there are a few things that can adjust it, I think, in between there too.
Hmm.
Um, if you have a slope in the level, that's where it gets really complicated.
Mm.
Slopes make things weird, because you can save like partial frames on those. So like when they
Subframes.
had yeah, when they had the first Ninja speedrun was just can you slide down a slope? That was it. So people were
Hmm.
within like, a few thousandths of a second for their times. But most of the time it's just frame by frame.
Hmm. But I
That's
mean, the
usually
decimals are to the thousandth, right? There are
they
three
are.
numbers. So
Yeah.
how does it calculate the last one if it's only accurate to the frame?
I don't know.
Oh, magic.
I
I
have
see.
no clue.
Maybe it's a dice roll. Like, what number do we decide to give you this time?
Usually it's an even number, but if you let's say you have a 0.000 decimal, sometimes that can be a 0.999 decimal.
Hmm.
I don't know what controls it. Um, I'm sure there's something about the level. Maybe it's like a spring or something like that,
Hmm.
right? Sideways springs you can jump into at the start. I don't know. I'm not too. I mean, I know a lot about the game. I'm not like super technical with like the timing aspects of it though.
Hmm.
I just play it. Usually, I don't
That's
have to
fair.
worry about a thousandth of a second, so that helps me out a bit.
I guess I just see 2D Mario and I assume like thousandths of a second matter. So,
Yeah, not usually.
okay.
Um, but yeah,
Well, that's good, I suppose. It'd just be funny if like there was something you could tie, but you don't know how like the it calculates the last digit, so it could just be random and you have to like
yeah,
figure that out
just do it over and over until you get it.
until it's
No,
like,
it's
okay,
not.
we'll give you the lowest number this time.
Yeah, I know it's not random, but I don't know what parts of the level alter it by that little.
Hmm. Yeah.
Could be slopes. Could be that. Maybe I
We'll
got a
just
bit of
blame
the
slopes. It's all
We'll
slopes'
blame
fault.
slopes are the weird part. It's like the new thing of this game.
Hmm.
It complicates everything.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that. Yeah.
All right. So, what are some greatest Mario Maker 2 accomplishments other than the ninja stuff?
Bowser's Big Bean Burrito.
Of course.
That was huge. It's a level made by Video Game Donkey, pretty
Hmm.
big YouTuber. Because when Mario Maker 2 first came out, huge,
Oh
blew
yeah.
up. I mean, like that's what people were watching. That's when I started my channel back when the game came out. Because I still had a YouTube channel before, but we didn't really optimize it, I guess, until this game came out, and then we started working on it and grew the channel a bit more. Um, Bowser's Big Bean Burrito is a huge part of that, because that was the thing to do. It's like Donkey said he had the world record on Bowser's Big Bean Burrito, and I stole it twice. Well, okay, I did 3 videos on it, I think overall. Um, it's just a ground SMB3 level. It's pretty normal actually. Um, and then there's Big Bowser at the end. It's like 20 seconds long. That's about it. But there's a star power up in it. There's 2 star power ups I think that you can get throughout it, and then it speeds up your time just a little bit more. I think the record right now, I don't have it anymore because someone took it from me. But from what I understand, there is a single frame left that you can save because people have tasked the level.
Ooh.
Um, but yeah, there's 1 frame left you can save, but no one's gone for it.
Hmm.
Unless there's something else newer that they found, a new strat or something. I don't know. But it's very tight, very tight. So
Yeah.
the first two, well, okay, I did 2 videos stealing the record back
Hmm.
because it was still able to get a little bit lower in the time, right? And you're talking like a few frames you'd beat it by. That's
Hmm.
it. Um, but then I also beat it blindfolded with a steering wheel, which is actually really hard because you can't see the game and you're also using a steering wheel. So I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd
it
say.
took about 2 hours to get the run I had where I beat it because I was using the music cues from it. I was just listening to the song and it's like, okay, pound my foot whenever I have to jump. And then it's like, oh, I hear the da da da, and then turn the other way. And it was hard. And then I had, it was my brother who was filming me the whole time. So he's just standing there for 2 hours, pointing the camera at me for a face cam. Um, and I can't see anything. It was really, really fun to do that. Um, I love that video. It's so great.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad your brother was dedicated to the YouTube shot, I guess.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
But
Some
yeah, I
incredible
have I been
support.
have I been talking about Bowser's Big Bean Burrito for like 5 minutes? Oops.
I don't think we've talked about it enough.
You asked about biggest Mario Maker achievements,
Mm-hmm.
and I did have to start with that one.
Well, yeah.
But we mentioned the Ninja speedruns as well.
Mm-hmm.
I won 3 of those, which it saves your rank in the game too. So whenever I go to those levels, I can see, oh, your rank was number 1.
Hmm.
So I had that for the second one that came out. There were a few later on that I got too. Um, there was like a Link level. That was the second one. And then there were 2 3D World style levels that I got. Because out of all the styles in the game, 3D World has always been my favorite. Just because of the amount of movement you can do and the amount of optimization you can do just with the long jumps, wall jumps, rolls sometimes, all the different power ups. There's so much more to optimize there. So each time a Ninja speedrun would come out that's in that style, I would try to grind it as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 'Cause it was super, super fun. There's like a few tricks in that style now that were discovered after those speedruns came out, that would still save more time. And some people have gone back and actually reclaimed those world records,
Mm.
because people still keep track of that in a Discord server that I'm part of. Um, but yeah, there's like a now when you do a 3D world level, there's a frame perfect trick you can do at the beginning of a level to save 1 frame. You
Great.
hold the duck button for a single frame, you let go, and then you long jump after. And that little duck at the start, it gives you a little bit of a speed boost, um, just for a frame. But if you hold it for more than a frame, then you're losing time already. So
Mm-hmm.
you either get it or you don't. So you just keep restarting the level until you get it.
Sounds
Um,
very similar to another game I know, like almost exactly. So
yeah. Not very fun to
no,
do those,
definitely
but
not.
I gotta use it sometimes.
Yeah, it's very close to. Specifically, I'm talking about the fast excels. Like in
Yeah.
8.1 of
Mhm.
SMB1, the input you have to do right when you gain control is left. You're holding B, but left, then nothing the next frame, then right
Yeah.
and jump the next frame. But you only jump for a frame, and then the next frame it's only right, and that's
That's a little bit harder. Yeah.
maybe a little
This
bit,
I Yeah, because
but
what I do, if I just take my controller, I do like a bit of a claw grip too, right?
mm-hmm.
So I'm using my thumb on the D-pad to hold down, and I like boom, hold it for
Yeah,
1 frame, kinda like that.
yeah. With one frame taps on NES, you have to like smack your thumb into the button to get
Yeah.
that one. So I know that, and then the D-pad kind of makes it easy to like do quick lefts rights. It's not gonna work every time, but yeah, one frames
Yeah.
are like not just frame perfect, but one frame inputs are just the best.
Yeah.
The best.
Absolutely.
Love those things.
I was weird, and, like, Mario Maker 1, there was a lot more frame perfect tricks, right? So at the beginning of a level, you could actually jump if there was like blocks blocking the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think how to describe it, right? So you have the goalpost, right, at the beginning. It's
Yeah.
like this, and then you can make a bunch of blocks, and then Mario would spawn like outside of it, right? Because he's pushed out from the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that in Mario Maker 2 because it doesn't let you build here, but you could jump on the first frame that you're there and get a little bit of extra height. And some people would use that in their levels. Um, there was also if you had a door, um, you could enter a door and then put the other door on a spike, and then you have a spike. You expect to die, but you actually have a single frame. You can jump out of that and save yourself. So I had a level that I never uploaded it, but it had 72 of those in a row. I got to I think about 50 in a row, and I
Holy.
never tried again.
Okay.
Um, so it's just 3 minutes of timing it perfectly. And what you could do too to make it a little bit easier was right. You have the trigger buttons. and then
Hmm.
you also have 2 jump buttons, so you hit all the buttons at once
Oh,
or,
good.
like, kind of in succession so that you make sure that you get it.
That's a bit of a cheat way, at least from what I'm used to.
But if you're doing 70 in a row, you
Yeah,
kinda
that.
have to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No thanks. That
yeah.
sounds too painful.
Mhm.
But hey. So did you not upload it because you couldn't because you put 70?
No, I literally couldn't do it.
Okay. Yes.
I wasn't gonna spend more time doing it. I put, like, 10, 15 minutes of attempts just to what if I did upload it? That'd be funny. And then I
Hmm.
got that run. Um, then I stopped. I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna get this."
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the precision in those games can look, well, at least look wild. I don't know how wild it actually is. I assume pretty wild.
Mario Maker 2, it's way harder.
Oh, good.
Um, because whenever you see a spike, those hitboxes are huge. I
Mm.
mean, they take up sometimes more than the block, it seems like. Even though it's not, it seems like it's more than a block. Um, right, if you take 2 spikes, like, you take a spike, a space, and then a spike again, fitting in between those spikes is pixel perfect.
Oh, great.
And there's plenty of levels that require you to line that up or, from the air, drop down in between them. And, when you're doing, like, expert endless or, like, super expert endless, those are known to kill people's runs all the time,
Hmm.
because you see it so frequently.
Yeah.
So, spikes are really tight to fit through. Um, Mostly spikes, and
Yeah.
that's usually what you're using, right? If you
Hmm.
see any kinda, like, precision level or, any tight jumps like that, you're using spikes, and it's usually tighter than it looks.
Yeah.
Although some stuff is just, like, everything goes around you, and then you just run right?
Hmm.
Looks harder than it is.
Yeah. I know hitboxes are always deceiving, just all
Yes.
the time.
Mhm.
So I can
Yeah,
imagine.
you got your piranha plants.
Well,
I don't get it.
yeah.
Those are very forgiving.
Oh, very. It gets worse on the All Stars where they actually made them like the correct size, so you can't
Oh,
do that
no.
anymore. But
Yeah, 'cause they're
hitboxes in Mario One are hilarious. There's like this graph where someone put them all out, like put green squares where the hitboxes actually are. Oh,
yeah.
it's just a comedy post, honestly. Like Hammer Bros, their hitboxes like extend a lot further past their legs. That if they were on the ground and you were in the ground somehow, you would still get hit by them, even though they're above you.
Really?
Yeah, it's a time. It's a time to be
Yeah.
had.
Mario hitboxes. There's something else.
Oh yeah,
Something you get
I
used
know
to.
Mario 3 has it even worse. There's like actually a joke post. I think Karua drew up some hitboxes and he said like some Fire Bros like their hitbox extends to the ceiling. Not actually, but like this is what it feels
Yeah.
like, and then fish or question marks. Like how do they work? Because sometimes you'll
Funny.
bounce on them, sometimes you'll clip into them and get hit. It's just like
Yeah.
a coin flip if it happens or not. Sometimes I don't know.
No, yeah. I did, like, a casual playthrough of Mario 1 and Lost Levels just
Hmm.
for fun. It was that Mario Day thing again.
Yep.
But, like, I would jump from a flying Koopa below it, and I would just take it, keep going.
Hmm.
I don't know how it works,
Yeah, if you're moving
but you
up
just
at
take it.
all, you will take damage to anything if you're moving up. If you're moving down, you will squash anything, and that's when things look hilarious.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Because
Yeah.
you can kill Lactu by like just jumping off the top because he'll like be falling by the time you hit him, and that looks funny.
Mhm.
But the best are like cheaps, like in the bridge levels where they're
Yeah,
flying. You
yeah.
can like meet
Mhm.
one in the sky and like the frames start coming down, hit it, so you'll just squash it. And it looks like you should have just died.
Interesting.
It's funny. It's a game.
Mhm.
It sure is a game, and that's why the Hammer Bros always look scary. But again, because their hitboxes are so low, you usually like stomp their feet
I
on the way
had
down.
Cosmic I Oh,
Hold on, my uh, whatever the watch thing is called is Apple Siri, I guess.
Siri, yeah.
For some reason, she wanted to butt in to the
Oh,
conversation.
good. No, we can feature her too. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I had I I think it was on Energy speedrunning, because Cosmic was also on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had done like I think it was a Lost Levels race, and
Mm-hmm.
then
I
he had
remember it.
taught me he had taught me that if you go to the edge of the screen and just wait there, a hammer brother will never hit you.
Yes, hitboxes do not like hammer bro hammers do not hit you on the left side
I
of the
use
screen.
that so much. I mean, I'd be waiting for like 10, 20 seconds
Mm-hmm.
for that guy to just walk over.
Yep.
It was so nice. I
Oh,
love that strat so much.
yeah, that's a just trick of the day. Like, yeah, it works. I don't know why, but it works and
Mhm.
it's awesome.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Energy speed running, huh? That was fun.
It was.
I,
Very
I
much.
quite enjoyed it, the content. That's actually how I knew Cosmic. We
Mhm.
roomed at a GDQ as early as 2018, so I knew him a while, but
Oh,
it's how
yeah.
I started watching the three of the other people there. You're one of those three.
I am one of those 3.
Yeah.
That was yeah, it was a year-long thing, at least the contract that we had,
Mm-hmm.
and then, they decided to, discontinue it, the organization, but, yeah, it was with me, Easy Speezy, Point Crow, and Cosmic. Um, Essentially, they were just trying to look for, trying to get into the speedrunning scene,
Mm-hmm.
which I think CLG was probably the first ones to, like, kinda do it. They had a speedrunning team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they made, specific content with those creators. I know ZFG, Cheese, some of those guys were on it. Um, but Energy wanted to take it to the next level and, actually just make specific content for it. So I think it was every 2 weeks maybe, we'd get together for, like, 2, 3 hours or so, just record a bunch of videos for the next month or so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was really fun. Yeah, we just showed up, we recorded, we were out, had someone else edit it for us, which
Mm-hmm.
is something I don't have. I do it. I do all the editing for my videos myself. And I've thought about getting an editor, and all that, but I kind of like having it in my own hands, so I'm able to do everything. Make little adjustments that I think would be fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always kept that. Takes a bit of time, but I like that little bit of a touch to it. You
Well, it
know?
helps that your videos aren't too long either.
Yeah. It still takes a while. Still
Yeah,
takes
I
a
can
while though.
imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell there's like work that was done into the 2 minutes, but I
Yeah.
mean, there
Trying
could
to
be
make
work done to like 2 hours, so could be
exactly.
worse.
Trying to make it as concise as possible, try to make it make sense and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a bit of time, but always worth it. Trying to make the best content possible.
Yeah.
But just handing that off to another person to edit, that's so much fun because then
Yeah.
it's just out there.
You
It
don't have
does
to
it
worry about
itself.
it. Although
Yeah.
I remember some of the editing had me scratching my head a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, they take their own take. They do what
Mm-hmm.
they will. Some of the parts that we think might be in there, sometimes it
Don't get
gets
in.
cut
Yeah.
out, but
I've heard some
it was
stories. Don't worry.
yeah. Um, but it was really, really fun to be on that. Um, we actually did a Minecraft charity event like just last week,
Mm.
with the same crew, so Easy Speezy, Point Crow, Cosmic, and myself. I think Cosmic wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. He had some IRL issues.
Yeah.
But
I
we
actually
did a
DM'd him. I was like, "Your name's on the stream. Aren't you supposed to be a part of this?" And he was like, "No,
oh
I had a thing." And I was like, "Oh, my bad."
yeah
But
yeah
I was like, am I being helpful if I reach out real quick? I don't know.
no yeah he was there for the first hour and then he had
Oh,
to dip.
okay. Okay, he was
But
there at some point. That's good then.
yeah
I didn't know that.
but was super fun to do that. I mean, my PC kind of garbage.
Mm.
So running
My
the game,
internet kind of
and
garbage, so I understand.
yeah, what we had happen is, well, at least Point Crow's chat, they because it was crowd control, right? So
Mm-hmm.
crowd control, the chat is able to control what happens in the game, able to spawn different entities, um, take things, kill the player or whatever. Um, so apparently the spawn minecart command was only like 10 cents or like a cent or something to pay for.
Wow.
so his chat just kept spamming it. And I think by the end we hit like 10,000 minecarts.
Oh.
And if you looked towards it, you'd be getting about 1 to 2 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which was I didn't know I was going to be doing a PowerPoint that day.
Yeah.
But it was for a while. And plus my computer's not too great anyway, so we were just watching pictures of all
Mm-hmm.
the minecarts. Minecart Mountain, we called it, because it just stacked up all the way to the sky. But yeah, it
Wonderful.
was super fun to get back together with those guys. We'll hopefully do some more stuff in the future because we're all really good friends.
Yeah.
It's always good to record stuff with them, stream stuff with them. It's fun.
Yeah, the chemistry in the videos seemed very genuine, I thought, so
Yeah.
it worked out
At,
really
at,
well.
at first, it was. I mean, I didn't know the others. I mean, I knew of the others, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like know them. So it took probably a month or two, maybe a little bit longer for us to get settled. But it was good after that. It was really fun.
Generally, speedrunners like other speedrunners is what I've noticed, so it works
Yeah,
out usually.
yeah. We got a lot of common ground.
Yeah. There were a lot of Mario Maker videos, I remember.
That was what worked the best for them.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like Mario Maker, Mario
Mario
Maker.
Maker, Mario Maker, Mario Maker.
Which yeah, it's what they decided to do.
Yeah.
So I'd
Works for
usually
you.
be in, yeah, I'd usually be in control of, what are we doing for this Mario Maker video? So we do like, I think the top one on the channel was like me versus the other three, seeing if
Hmm.
they could beat me. They didn't. Spoilers. Um,
Never did, never will.
but it was like, can I beat 15 expert levels before they beat? Oh, maybe it was 10 or still 15 for them, but they all did it collectively.
Hmm.
Um, Still did it faster, which
Hmm.
was cool.
Yeah, we get
But
it. You're
we
the
did
best, but
we did a few challenges like that. At the time, Ninja speedruns were still a thing. So when those came out, it'd be like, oh, I'll play through this one. There's also Odyssey content because I had
hmm.
still speedran that game, knew how to play it. Um, it was a lot of fun though. Did a lot of different games that I would have never played before.
Hmm.
Um, and they were really cool.
I'm sure Easy Speezy knows a lot of interesting speedruns.
Oh, he does. I mean, his whole channel is like playing literally just all the games.
Hmm.
It's insane. I mean, he won't get to like the highest level on it, but the main
Doesn't
strats,
matter.
main skips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool what he does. Really, really cool.
Hmm.
It's great to have him as a friend. Um, but yeah, he was able to bring a lot of different games. I think the first thing we did was like Run, which is a
Yeah,
flash
run.
game. Yeah, that was fun.
Hmm.
Really fun channel to be a part of for sure.
Yeah, I think one video I remember that I really liked was you were doing Mario 64, but one person was blindfolded and the other person had to like guide
Oh
them.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's that was an experience
Oh, that
because
I liked that kind of content, like
yeah,
team-based battle with something just so ridiculous, but it's just comedy. It's funny
'cause I don't know if
and
any of
cool.
us knew how to actually speedrun the game.
And the
Like,
Cosmic is good at Mario 64.
okay,
Yeah.
I think Easy knew a little bit too, because we
Mhm.
we split up the teams like that. I was with Easy, and then Cosmic was with Point Crow, I think.
Mhm.
Um, but they were trying to teach us to do cannonless
Oh yeah.
blindfolded, which was
Blindfolded cannonless.
I think we both got it eventually.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I can see it being like if you know where the ledge grab is, I can see it being really
Mhm.
easy because it's like inputs that you can just replicate every time.
Yeah, but then it's like, do a tiny mini tap down and then like 3/4 to the right, and then if you go down too much, you're gonna fall all the way down. And then you have to get all the way back up.
Yeah, you just have
'Cause
to
we didn't
do it in the right order, but
yeah, I mean, I think the hardest part was getting on that ledge. Because once you get on it,
yes, of
the
course.
inputs are automatic pretty much.
Yeah, getting
But
to the
we
ledge
had
is the
trouble.
hard part. That's
Yeah,
what I was saying. Like getting on the ledge. If you're on the
exactly.
ledge, you can do it. But getting
Yeah,
there, yikes. But
that did. I think during the recording, it took like 20, 30 minutes to actually get it.
mhm.
They were able to cut out a lot of it,
Yeah,
but it took a while.
I can imagine it being hard. Like getting up there, I can't even think how you would guide someone that way because the bridges are
Yeah,
so small. Or like
the
there's the one
the
that just falls, so you have to go.
yeah the instructions were very very specific, very particular,
Hmm.
and then we were still wrong, so we'd keep
Of
falling off.
course,
But
yeah. I mean, it's a hard trick if you don't know how to do it. So if you can't even see what you're doing, I can imagine that not going well.
hmm
But yeah, that was a fun one. I think you guys only really stayed in WAPs, or was like a bomb clip attempted. I'm trying to remember.
we definitely didn't do bomb clip.
Okay,
That would
I
have been
must be
way
thinking.
too hard.
Maybe I'm thinking
But
of a Bubsy run I watched or something.
I know you got people like Bubsy doing the entire game. I think he does 70 star, and
Currently,
he's
yeah,
doing it like a little bit over an hour. I
an hour and
It's
a
insane.
half. I think was
Hour and a
the
half. That's
recent PB.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my PB is
But
like an hour or two. I'm waiting for my PB to get beaten blindfolded, and then I can feel bad about myself.
yeah, it's yeah, because he's also done 120 star before, and I imagine he's just building up to be able to do 120 maybe.
No, he's done it.
Um,
He's done 120.
but like I mean, like running it,
Oh, running?
not just to do
Well,
it, but like
that's got to be
maybe
hard, but
that is
yeah.
hard.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was like a huge accomplishment to just do it. I can't
yeah,
imagine like speed running. I'm sure he will, knowing him, but like,
I know
geez.
he's able to do it because I think was he the one who did Breath of the Wild at GDQ?
Yes, that was him.
Yeah. So he doesn't just do Mario, he does all his
He
games
does a ton of
blindfolded pretty
games.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to
Super
him at a
talented.
GDQ. He plans on doing Mario 1 someday, so I'm waiting.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I follow. There's a couple people that do blindfolded Mario 1 like very seriously right now. The
Mhm.
record blindfolded is less than a minute slower than the record with sight right now.
Really?
I can't believe it myself.
Wow.
It's the world record hits the 2 frame wall jump in 8-4 blindfolded.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous how good it is.
Not to boast, but I have hit that before.
Oh,
I
you
hit the
have
wall
gotten the
jump.
wall jump. Okay, good.
I've done the wall jump. Yeah.
Did you do the 2 frame setup where you walk off the pipe and press B in midair?
I don't remember. Probably not.
If not, then you did it frame perfect. 2 frame perfect inputs then
I
because the
did
jump
some
off
kind
the
of wall
pipe.
jump.
All right.
I did some kind of wall jump off that pipe, and
All
I made
right.
it.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
take your word for it. I believe it,
Yeah.
but I was just curious how. You'll run
I don't
Mario 1
remember.
someday, right?
um,
Nah, well, so
I
much
don't
fun.
have plans to, but if I was going to, it'd be a sub 5 and I'm out.
Ah, the Nitro strat. I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guy gets sub 5 in 1 day, never plays the game again.
Is that what he did?
Yeah,
One day?
it was a
Really?
12-hour challenge. He practiced for like 9 hours, did 2 runs. I think his first run was a 501. His second run was a 459. He never played again.
Okay.
Easy as
Yeah.
that, I guess.
That's the way to do it. Spend more time practice. 2 runs though.
I'm pretty
Crazy.
sure, yeah. Just 2 runs. I, it was interesting to watch. That was a long time ago now, too.
Oh
I think it
yeah.
was 2019, 18 even. Might have been 18.
It was
I
it
don't
was a
remember.
while back, yeah.
Long time ago. I don't think I was a mod yet. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, Mario 1, good speedrun, would recommend, even though maybe not. But yeah, sub 5, it's the gamer speedrun thing to get, so
Yeah, I
everyone's
think
got to
the
have
next
one.
yeah. I think the next speedrun I'll do, which I mean kind of it's like 4 months from now. But
Hmm.
Mario Wonder that was just announced.
Yeah.
Definitely will get into that. Go for the world record because I used to
Hmm.
hold the record in New Super Mario Bros. U back in
You had
like
the record in New Super U?
I did back in like
Wow.
2017, I think. Um, so way after it came out, right? 5 years or something. Um, but I mean, that game it was pretty much dead for a while. It's
Yeah.
like if someone picks up the game for like a week or so, you'd be able to get it. Um, I think that was like the first game I speedran though.
Mm.
It was a long, long time ago, back in like I don't know, 15 or 16. I speedran it
Hmm.
because I was doing. Give me some water for a second.
Water's always good.
Got to stay hydrated.
Oh
But
yeah.
there was a streamer I had raced against, and he was yeah, it was Enviosity. Um, I don't know if you ever heard of him before. Right now, I think he does more. I don't know how else to describe it, but like anime games
Hmm.
and like like Genshin,
Mm.
those types of games. Um, but he used to do Mario Maker 1, super expert no skip, that was like the thing to do
Yeah.
back in Mario Maker 1. Um, and I think at one point he just picked up new SMBU speedrunning, and I had raced him a few times. Um, so I'd learned it for that, and then speedran it, you know, on and off maybe until like 2017. I'm like, for 1 week or something, I'm gonna try to get the record, and I did by like a few seconds, I think, and then never touched it again.
Yeah. That
I was done
is
with it.
genuinely the strat, it seems. So
Yeah,
get world record, never play again.
stood for a while,
Yeah.
probably at least you know a month or two, and someone else stole it, did the same thing.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
think now it's like way faster because then people started to actually optimize it.
Mm.
Um, because I don't know if you've ever seen a speedrun of the game.
I haven't.
Um,
Well, I think I watched I watched Cosmic's like where he did every game uh
gotcha.
in that
Do you
day.
the elevator level that's near the end of the
No.
game?
I'll be
It's kind
honest,
of
that's
like
like the one Mario game I've never played. So,
yeah. Well, there's a level near the end of the game. It's the second last level that you play. Um, it has this lift platform that will raise all the way to the top. It's a giant vertical level.
mhm.
Um, And the way that you can make the platform move is by just standing on it, right? So you'd use
Yeah.
the tilt controls and be able to tilt it to the side.
Mhm.
But if you go above the screen and get it off screen, the platform, it'll just kind of spawn upwards more, right?
Hmm.
So you're able to go above it and then land on the platform and it comes back. So in that game, you had the squirrel suit or the acorn suit,
Mhm.
and you can easily get height. And throughout the level, there's a bunch of small platforms, some enemies falling down that you can jump on. And you're saving about a minute and a half just by, trying to jump up as fast as you can. It's called elevator skip
Hmm.
because you'd barely even use the elevator platform thing. Um, yeah, it was right at the end of the run, probably the hardest level in the game. Um, that was like that was the part I remember the most, at least. Because you'd be like, okay, just got to play well until that point, and then do the trick, and then you got yourself a run. I think after I played it, they maybe saved a few seconds off the strats we were doing there, and then a few seconds throughout the rest of the run. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know if people still run it. I doubt it. Most of the new Super Mario games, it's like they have. You're still here, by the way, right? Your
Yeah,
internet
I'm
didn't kind
not.
of okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, don't
Um,
worry. I haven't had any internet issues yet.
Good.
I'm just
Yeah.
listening like a good interviewer, I guess.
Cool. Yeah. But you would have, different periods of time where it's like you get one runner or maybe like a few runners competing against each other for the world record. People will watch, and then game dies for a bit.
Mhm.
And it doesn't happen very often. It's like different hotspots of play. Um, so I don't know if people still run those games or not. I haven't really kept up with it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I know nothing about the U game, but I know like the other new supers have like very active communities. There was just a new
Okay.
skip founded, new Super Wii actually.
Really?
Yeah, like so now the record's been lowered like 5 seconds now.
When's the last time that's happened?
I can tell you.
It's
And
been a
the
long
thing I
time.
saw, I think I saw it on Twitter where you just use the there's like this final like auto-scrolling Bowser level where he like shoots
Yeah.
these fire and it breaks the path and you kind of have to go. But apparently you can use the propeller suit to get onto the ceiling and just run across. And there you go.
Wait, they never thought of that?
I don't know.
I mean, I never thought of that either, but
There must be something to it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is as simple as
that's
that, but I saw it on Twitter and I was like, huh. And then yeah, so now the record has been lowered like 5 seconds.
because if that's as simple as it sounds, that's kind of like in Mario Odyssey, you know the 2D section at the end in Moon
Yeah.
Kingdom?
Oh, you 2D
You
skips.
can run. I was the one who found that out.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
mean just
okay,
the run?
yeah, it's like you can hold the Y button or the X button, and then you're running through the 2D section. It saved us 5 seconds, and we didn't know about it for like 8 months. I posted on
That.
Twitter one day, it's like, you can run, guys. And we're like, oh, okay.
Uh,
No one had thought of it. It doesn't say in the game, it's like run in 2D. No one thought of it.
well, I guess when you brought that up, I didn't think it would have been anything as simple as that. I thought you were going to talk about the 2D skip thing.
Oh no, we knew about 2D skip for a long time, but
Okay,
no one
you
was
mean just
running for it.
running.
Yeah, literally just running.
That's hilarious,
Yeah.
actually. Wow.
I think it was because in normal 2D sections, you're not playing as Bowser, right? You're playing as Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd think to run because it's like a 2D side scroller.
Yeah.
People knew you could run with Mario, but because when you press the run button with Bowser, you shoot fire,
Mm.
no one thought to hold it. It's just like,
Hmm.
oh, you shoot, but you press it once, and then you shoot fire. So no one tried it, but you can like hold the Y button and then press the X button at the top of your thumb or whatever,
Mm.
and you save 5 seconds.
There you go. It's like Mario 1 when you have fire, like the fireball and the run button's the same button. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it makes sense to me, I guess, but it's funny that you no one
No one
thought of
thought of
that
it.
for a little
Yeah,
bit.
nobody.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's
Especially if you know you can run in the other 2D sections, but
yeah, that's still my biggest contribution to the game. I had a few strats. I was more of a runner, not a strat finder, because I just wanted to use the strats and be as
mhm.
fast as possible. But I had that. I think when 1.3 came out, there was one strat. I think they still use it in runs today, but this was like 2019. In Cloud Kingdom, with the 1. I don't know if it was 1.2 or 1.3, but they added Luigi hint art to it, to
Mhm.
where you hit where it is with a ground pound, and then you get like 200 coins or whatever. And throughout the run, you have to buy a few moons that are 100 coins each. Um, so during the Cloud Kingdom fight, it's essentially an auto scroller with Bowser, right?
Mhm.
So if in between the phases you could hit the hint art and then also get back in time to where you're not losing any time to Bowser,
Mhm.
you'd be able to lose no time at all and also have the coins, so you don't have to go out of the way a little bit later on the run or a little bit earlier too. Um, so I did like a weird triple jump over the hats that he throws. Um, you can just barely make it on top of the cap that you have to like wear, right? You
Mhm.
would like jump over it, throw cappy, and then it would just go on your head, and then you can start punching right away.
Mhm.
Um, but I think runners still use that. That's like the only other strat I had. I think.
Mhm.
Never mind. No, I thought of another one.
Oh, okay, good.
Um, which is actually pretty big in the forks room. Um, they still do forks room, right? In Luncheon Kingdom,
Yeah, the
where
one
it's
where
like
you keep going up and up and up. Yeah.
yeah, you capture the fork and then you can fling up.
Mhm.
This is actually pretty big tech for the game. I don't know if I'm technically the one that discovered it. I don't really know. But if you dive towards the fork as you're capturing it, right? When you're closer to the thing you're capturing, it takes less time for Mario to warp and go into that. So by doing the dive throughout the entire thing, you're saving about, second and a half. When you're just shaking the controller to go up.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't know why that was at first, but I think people figured it out. It's like, oh, you're closer to the thing you capture, you're saving time. I was just doing dives because it looked faster, and it
Mhm.
turned out to be. But that's used all over the game. right? So you
Yep.
throw Cappy up. Um, you might stall in the air a little bit with a ground pound and then wait to dive. Um, or just however you can get as close as possible. You're saving time just by doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Odyssey movement again blows my mind. The so
Very,
many
very
little
fluid.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so
very
many
fun to
just
watch.
little things, and it'll just add up. Just
Hmm.
tiny little movements there. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
64 is kind of like that, but I feel like Odyssey is just so much more because, again, no notches,
Hmm.
3D. Ah,
Pretty complicated.
yeah.
Just starting out. There was an SM64 runner, Kano,
Mm-hmm.
uh, who I don't think they ended up doing runs of it, but they tried to learn Odyssey for a bit. So I went into their stream, tried to teach them a bit. Um, but it takes a while just to even pick up like, oh, you're rolling by holding the trigger button, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they would like let go of it because in Mario 64 we're not really holding buttons that much.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of press them once and that's it. Um, or like for a what are they called? The roll cancels, right?
Oh
So you
yeah.
throw Cappy and kind of jump at the same time, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Um, just getting their hands to do that took a little bit, and then I you do spin throws in the game, right? So you like
Mm-hmm.
tilt your controller this way or to the left or to the right. I did use the bus analogy again,
Mm. Great.
like you're turning a wheel,
Mm-hmm.
because you are. It's always a bus,
It
just
really
always a bus.
is. I'll never escape it. I guess that's fine.
Ugh,
I've accepted it.
but yeah, um, there's so much tech and movement that once you're a top runner, I mean, this goes for any speed game. Once you understand, it's just kind of natural. You do it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. But if you take someone who's never seen it, never played a game like that before, it takes a while to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely does.
Yeah. I did a 12-hour challenge for Odyssey. Um,
How'd
and
that go?
um, so all I did was I spent like 4 hours to like learn the route. Like these are the moons you get,
Hmm.
and then I did one run, and it was a 143.21.
That is better than my first time,
Mm, well, cool. I guess I'm
which
better,
means you're
but
better than me.
yes, of
Yeah.
course. Great. I can't wait to ride this high. But one thing I remember exclusively that I just couldn't like get through my head because I was so used to doing it a different way was when you throw capping like to like bounce off of him a second time.
Hmm.
Uh, you push a button to throw him, and
Yeah.
that's what holds back. I would shake forward, and I just couldn't stop doing it that way. And I know that's worse
Yeah.
because he can go whatever which way, but I just couldn't. I couldn't stop.
Yeah. Another thing about those Cappy jumps is that you have to hold Cappy out to
Mm-hmm.
actually jump on him. So you're using two run buttons usually. If you're doing it well, you're using the Y and X buttons and not just Y.
Mm-hmm.
Because right, you throw Cappy and then you have to dive pretty quickly, um, to be able to still hold Cappy out.
Yeah.
If you do it too slow, then you're not holding it out anymore because you let go of the Y button. So you end up, using your thumb on both of them and kind of rolling towards it,
Mm-hmm.
which I've used still in Mario Maker a bunch. I learned it from Odyssey to be able to roll my thumb a bunch.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's tough to learn that because they would just use one button the whole time, right? In Mario 64, you're just diving with the B button,
Mm-hmm.
um, or whatever. I think you can roll out with A or B, so sometimes you use both of them.
Yeah.
But holding the button, they were not used to that when I was trying to teach them. Really, I know it was interesting to see. I
Yeah.
never thought that would be a problem for someone, but coming from a totally different game and then into something you've played for a long time makes you realize how much you know about the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, sometimes when I go to explain something, like for example, we're gonna bring it up again, the frame roll bus analogy. I'll always
Hmm.
say like, this thing has been like said to death. Like everyone knows this, but I've heard like, no, not everyone knows this. I've never heard of this. What do you mean? This is new information. I'm just like, oh, oh yeah. Some people haven't heard this every day of their waking life. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
So much that goes into the explanation part of learning things.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
A lot
it's
of things you got to be careful of.
yeah, like I mean, especially someone new who's just coming in, they're not going to know anything. So anything that seems like trivial to you is just not going to be sometimes. It depends
Yeah.
on how knowledgeable you are and how unknowledgeable they are.
Yeah. Cuz right, I'm playing these super intense Mario Maker levels
Mm-hmm.
for my videos. And let's say you have someone who's never seen the game before, right? They know who Mario is. That's usually like the baseline thing. It's like, okay, you know who Mario is. You might know a few enemies like a Goomba or a Koopa or things like that. But even just like basic enemies that are in the game, right? Like a bully
Mm-hmm.
in the 3D world style. Not everyone knows that that's a bully enemy, so you can't just say, "Oh, I jump off the bully." It's like, where's the bully? Like looking for some guy punching a kid in the face, stealing his
Oh,
lunch money? No.
damn. Okay.
um, so it's like, I'm pointing towards the bully enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I use that green arrow in my videos, to like show, okay, this is where you're supposed to be looking. It's almost like a it's almost like a kid show, which is ironic because I defeat the baby channels.
Oh
But
yeah, you have that meme. Like,
um,
help us destroy
yeah,
them. And we need to have more
yeah.
subs than Baby Channel.
But it's like, even just like simple things like that.
Oh, there it goes. Hey, we had like an hour and a half of no issues. Pog. That's pretty good streak, honestly. Please hold. Oh, hello again.
Oh, we're here.
Yep. Hey,
We're
it
back.
it took. We had like a solid hour and a half.
That was
That's
pretty good.
that's
I
pretty
was
good for
expecting
me.
way more. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh wow, is it actually gonna work? This is awesome. Not so. Well, uh, let me do my inet command. I have it like in my title. I even have a command saying ISP having issue. I
Oh
say it's
yeah.
having issues in
Yeah.
my area. No, it just sucks ass. But no, but oh well, we're back. So where were we?
Where were we? Explaining things
Yeah,
in
explaining
like
things in
Mario Maker.
videos like a child
Yeah.
show and all that.
Yeah. Um, but like just like enemies that I'll say the name of all the time. You know, the a general audience probably doesn't know what that is. So
Yeah.
I try to be as simple and as clear as possible,
Hmm.
um, with what I try to explain the videos.
And it's
Because
hard
it's
to
most of the
explain.
videos. It is,
It's
yeah.
so
It takes a
much.
while
Well, there's so much
to
going on. Like sometimes I'll watch a video and I
yeah,
I still don't know what happened, but I'm just like, that was cool though. I can't argue with
yeah.
that.
Something I've been trying to do is trying to slow it down a little bit less.
Mm.
I think in the last video I didn't even slow down the gameplay at all. Maybe for like one part if I wanted to zoom in to it. But there was like a super fast paced level that we did in the 3D world style again. But it's just like, finding which parts are the most important and make the level the most interesting. Trying to point those things out instead of, oh, I've got to jump at the perfect time to throw this thing at the pipe that'll hit this switch that opens the wall. Saying all that, you get lost in it. But it's like, oh, I got to hit this big bomb towards this way so I can blow up a block.
Hmm.
That's a bit easier to understand, easier to follow with an arrow.
Yeah.
Um, so trying to choose what parts to highlight to where it makes sense, and then also makes it more interesting too. That's what we try to go for.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it,
working.
it it's at least entertaining, if nothing else. Like someone can just
Yeah,
watch it, not know what the hell you just said, and be like, I think that was cool though. Brain
yeah.
like, haha.
Keeps them engaged with it, I think.
Yeah.
helps out with that part of it.
Definitely. What got you like into making those videos?
Well, I work with my brother on it. He's
Oh.
essentially like my manager.
Hmm.
Because he does the, more the marketing type stuff of it,
Mm.
right? So he'll do like thumbnails, think of titles and all that stuff. I'm more of I'll play the game, try to explain the level, maybe add a few jokes here and there. Um, and then I'm the voice of it too. So I got to voice everything over, edit it, that kind of stuff. But he does more of the I'd say the creative part of it and also marketing part of it.
Hmm.
So he's huge in that part.
Yeah. I didn't know
But
it was a two-man process, so this
yeah,
is
no,
news to
it's
me.
not just me the whole time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lot of credit owed towards him. But he's the one who had the idea to try it and, you know, get it started.
Hmm.
So back in 2019, that summer, Wendy's had
Yeah.
a speedrun competition that they held um, for like $100 Wendy's gift card, right? So it's like whoever gets the world record on our level, we'll give this gift card to. So I'm like, okay, won the thing, and then I think it was about maybe it was probably less than a month that it took for us to upload that video because we were just trying to think, what direction do we want to take with this? Um, so we took a while thinking about that, and then eventually uploaded something. I think in July or August, around that time. Because the competition I think was either early July or late June. But we uploaded the video eventually. It was also the first video with a wall part in it too,
Mm.
right? Where I put something on my wall. So it started from the very first one that we did. Um, and then from there, I think Trihex had a competition of his own, another world record challenge type thing. So won that, made a video on it. Um, and then, just trying to expand from there. So different ideas that we were playing around with. You
Mm.
have Panga, right? You know Panga.
Yeah.
He was at the GDQ event too. Um, he is like, the most famous Kaizo creator, I would say. You think hard Mario, you're probably thinking of like a Panga level. Um, so I had cheesed one of his levels. Found a strat that makes it a little bit easier to uh to get through it. So we upload a video on that, just different ideas like that, or like hardest levels, clear rate type things. And then it grew. There was also Bowser's Big Bean Burrito in there.
Hmm.
Don't forget that one.
I can't.
But
I never will.
yeah, just kept growing. And we kept doing it. Um we haven't stopped since then. Since
Hmm.
2019, there hasn't really been a break. I think maybe there's 1 month, which was I think this year. We didn't upload it. Just 1 month. And then we haven't missed a month
Mm.
at all since then.
Well, gotta love
But yeah,
consistency,
yeah.
especially with the wall.
Um yeah, it is it's fun doing that. And then sometimes, by the end of it, my hand will be red too.
Mm.
Because it's not just the first take. It's gotta be a good take of the wall too.
Yeah.
Got to be the right timing, the right sound, all that. Um, so it stings by the end of a recording session.
Yeah, you do kind of
Um,
smack the wall.
Very hard. Yeah, I don't. It's not sped up. It's not faked or anything like that. It is does hurt, but it's fun. It's always been fun.
How
Um,
decorated is your wall right now?
right now,
Yeah. Mm. Can't
that's a
say.
secret. That's a
Okay.
secret.
That's
That's why we
fair.
have the
That
green
is
screen.
fair. Okay.
Yeah. Um, Sometimes on stream it's been leaked. I will tell you that.
Mm.
But
All right.
um,
Well, I guess this is not the leaking podcast. So.
No, 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 not on your stream.
No,
Just on
no.
my stream.
Yeah.
When I sometimes it slips. Sometimes the camera gets knocked over a little bit. It goes to the ceiling a bit more.
Mm.
That's when the chat starts to rile up a bit. Um
You gotta tease them.
Yeah, a little bit. And then what's funny too is they'll clip it too. It's like,
Mm,
oh, the wall was revealed.
there's the wall. There it is.
Yeah, but the wall I use is right behind me. I take down the green screen. That's what you come to YouTube for.
Mm,
That's what you watch the videos for. That's the wall right behind me.
yeah. So you have to subscribe to YouTube if you want to see the wall without the green screen.
It's recommended, and
Okay.
also to beat baby channels, which yeah, there's too many marble videos out there. There's too many nursery rhyme channels. There's too many
Hmm.
vegetable stimulus videos. You
Yeah,
know, it's
I've
it's
heard.
it's a bit too much.
Hmm.
So join us. Thank you.
Join us in destroying the children,
Exactly.
of course. Well, what else can I talk about? Oh, what do you like to watch but don't play? How about that?
Ooh. Um, I've never touched Mario 64.
Ever?
Speedruns of Mario 64. Well, I think maybe like 10 years ago, I might have done like a 16-star run just on
Okay,
my own,
well,
just to
the
see how fast I could do it. It was like 40 minutes, but just to see if I could do the glitches.
40's not
Um,
bad for a first
but
run.
I do like speedruns. I keep up with those. Um, Doug Doug's a great creator.
Mm,
Doug Doug's really great. I think he's got some really creative and inventive stuff, both on Twitch and YouTube. Um, like his YouTube videos a lot. He's got some really, really great stuff. Um, Ludwig
mm.
with his shorts, YouTube shorts. I haven't been too much into his videos, but at least his shorts, um, they're pretty good. They're very captivating. Um, so try to take note from those too. He does a
Yeah.
good job with that. Um, but yeah, mostly I'd say speedrunning stuff. I keep up with that overall.
So mostly Mario 64.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I would say that. Yeah, especially like Green Sweegie,
Yeah.
Ouija, all the Luigis, all them.
All the
Um,
Luigis. True.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I keep up with it.
it's good. I mean, speedrunning's cool, so gotta watch it. It's crazy how many like big content creators like use speedrunning. Like,
Yeah, I'd say over the past few years, especially, it's becoming, it's a thing that most people know about. Just
hmm.
like when I ask around too, just like normal people, it's like, yeah, speedrunning, I know what that is. It's cool.
Yeah, I wish I could do that around here. No, no one really knows that I talk to, or at least no one cares that I talk to usually, unless I'm on the internet. But it's
I'm
fun.
sure they've heard the word before.
Maybe
That's what I look for. Just the
look for the
word
word.
speedrun. It's like, yeah,
Specifically, one
but
word, no space, not running on the track.
yeah.
So yeah. Although when I talk about being on GDQ now, people care a little bit more. So that helps.
hmm
But
Yeah.
and I made at least my parents watch the documentary. Did you see the Running with Speed documentary?
I I don't think I ever watched it,
Mm.
but they did record a bit of it at Pace 2019. I
Oh
remember they were
yeah, they
asking
did.
people to be like, "Hey, you want to be interviewed for this?" Just like a few, probably like Cheese, I imagine was
Hmm.
part of it. But they also, I saw the cameras around. They're like, "Oh, we're making a speedrun documentary."
That's
Um,
them. Yep.
it's like cool. That's it.
Yep.
And then that came out. I think it was last year, right?
Um, I when did it come out? That's a good question. I thought it was like it was either like late last year or early this year, but yeah,
I think it
like
was, yeah, probably last year.
fairly recent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I've heard good things about it.
Oh yeah.
Seems like a cool
There are
thing.
some parts that are really good. Yeah, okay, barely this year. So there's some parts that are really good. There are some that are, give or take.
Mhm.
Um, but overall, it's a good project. I'm glad that Salt voiced the whole thing. It sounded like just watching one of his videos, but
Oh
on a more
yeah,
professional scale.
He's the one to do it.
He is the one to do
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I couldn't remember if I saw you there or not because I know they did pace footage, and I know that would have had to have been 2019. So,
Yeah, I don't think I know I didn't do an interview for it,
hmm,
but it's possible I'm in like, a shot or two. Who
yeah,
knows?
maybe. So, you might be in there.
Maybe.
There you go. Could be in a documentary. I'm in it
Pretty
for
cool.
like 1 second because there's a picture they use from when Cosmic did a one-handed run at GDQ 5 years ago, and
Okay,
I'm in the
yeah.
crowd, like in the front row. So
Gotcha.
that's my claim to fame in an entire like 3 hour documentary is that one image. So
Nice.
got it, and I'm not at all the focus. So there we go. Yes, I remember you there, G-Bads. Um, yeah, there's something else. What was it? Because we've talked mostly about everything, I'd say.
Mhm.
Mostly. Um, hmm. I'm drawing some blanks. Uh-oh.
How
This
deep did you dive?
I don't
How
I try
far
not
back
to
did you go?
dive too deep. I keep it respectable.
Okay. Yeah.
Um like I'll mainly just look at the speedrun.com page maybe. So I knew
Gotcha.
about you running New Super U, but I didn't know you had the
Mhm.
record in it. I was like, "Oh,
I did.
wow, that was pretty cool."
Um,
But yeah, I mean, what you're I'm pretty sure every game you've run was just Odyssey and that and Maker 2 if there's speedruns. Are there speedruns for Maker 2?
there are. I never submitted anything though.
Okay.
Um, I think they do endless challenge for that, right?
Hmm.
So like
Okay.
a full screen in that is 16 levels, and then you move to the next screen, and then it's like 16 more levels. So I think they had a run for each difficulty doing 16.
Got it. Okay.
Um, I think so. I
I
remember some players tried that out.
okay.
I never did it myself though.
Yeah, I know like they have the speedrunning built in, like you have the times, you get the records in each level that's uploaded, but and I know
Yeah,
there's probably like the story mode kind of thing.
people have done that. I didn't. I mean, I thought initially it's like, oh, this will be cool, and then I played through the story mode. Like, yeah, that's enough. I'm good.
Yeah, that's enough.
Some people did speedrun it though.
Okay.
I think it got pretty optimized.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how speedrunning worked with that game on like an SRC sense, like how categories
Yeah,
would even work because the game is just so not for like a full game sense, except for the
yeah.
story mode.
There was something for Mario Maker 1 that they did. I mean, they made it official on speedrun.com. I kind of want to check it again.
Mm,
But it was called Super Warp World, I think.
Super Warp
Um,
World.
yeah. It was a. Let me try to find this page here. Super Mario Maker 1. Because I did
Hmm.
run that for a little bit. Yeah, it's the last category on the page there.
Hmm.
Um, I guess I didn't end with the world record. I had second place. But yeah, the Beast is another really good player. He's
Hmm.
I was with him at GDQ too. He was on the other team.
Yep.
But I guess it was 5 years ago that this was made. This was before Super Worlds were a thing, right? In Mario Maker 2, you can upload a set of levels as a Super World, and you can just play through it all at once.
Hmm.
They tried to do that same thing in Mario Maker 1, because people had the idea for a long time, but they made like an official world, um,
Hmm.
as like the Mario Maker community, and a bunch of different people made levels for it. Um, some of the most well-known creators in there, and then on speedrun.com they said, "Yeah, we'll open up a speedrunning page for it." So there was, I mean, it says here there were 11 runners total. Um, yeah, it was part of that. You would just download all the levels into your core spot, and then it's like, okay, start with 1-1, and then once you get out of that, scroll to the next one, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, keep
Hmm.
going like that. Um, I guess it got down to under 20 minutes. Yeah. It was a short run, but it was designed to be speedrun, right? So it
Yeah.
had intentional shortcuts that were pretty hard to do. And then we would also find our own um time saves within there
Hmm.
using what whatever items we could find or
Yeah.
tech that was possible. But it was designed to be speedrun. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it would make sense for like the Maker Worlds and Maker 2 to like have speedrun.com pages or something.
Yeah, it's just that there's so many
Yeah,
in
there's
Maker
so
2
many.
because they made it a real thing.
Yeah.
Um, this was like the first of its kind, and it was a thing for like maybe 2, 3 months, something like that. It wasn't very long lived, but I do remember it. I did
Hmm.
runs for a while.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I wish they had like because they I guess you can like add up all of your in-game times if you play a world or something, but it'd be cool if there was like an all-in-one thing. Like at the end, it would show like stats for everything, like almost
hmm
splits. That would have been a cool
I
addition.
I'm pulling up the oh, I did do that. Wait,
Hmm.
I was just pulling up my speedrun.com page because I haven't looked at it in years.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I never did multiple Mario games, like the 602. Like,
Oh.
that's not me. But I remember I did do relay races for the new Super Mario Bros. Series. I
Hmm.
did like 2 or 3 of those, I think.
So you did the U section?
Yeah, I did the
Okay.
Mario U section. Um, I think that was back when I had the record too. Oh,
Well.
it was submitted pretty recently, actually. It
Hmm.
says January of this year. So they
Well then.
just decided to put that in, I guess. I
There you
am
go.
8th place in the new
Ooh.
Super Mario Bros. Series, apparently.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah. And then it also says Grapple Dog here too, which
Hmm.
did you see that event?
What event was it?
It was a GSA event.
Okay.
And it was for the release of this game. It was called Grapple Dog.
Okay.
Sometime last year, I think. But it was a platformer game, but the gimmick was, well, you were a dog, and then you could grapple stuff to like get a bunch of speed,
Hmm.
right? So you'd like hook onto a block, and then you can like kind of dive down a bit, and then you're flying forward really fast. Um, so that was the main gimmick of the game, and they had an event to see what speedrunner within, I think it was 2 days we played it for. Um, who could get the fastest time? Kind of like a break the record type thing,
Yeah, an LT,
right?
a lifetime attack, LTA.
Yeah. But we had never played the game before. We'd never seen the game or anything. So it's just you have a game. Who can speed run the best in that amount of time? So you had 2 days total.
Hmm.
Um, I think I won it. I'm pretty sure I won it. Um, and then I think second place was probably pretty close to me too. But yeah, that was like a 2 day event, and then it was a fun game. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I kind of wish they did more events like that. It was actually really, really fun.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know what kind of games they would do nowadays because they were in contact with the developers. It's like, oh, we're gonna launch this game with a speedrun competition.
Mm.
It was a way to promote the game,
Yeah.
and
Makes
I
sense.
mean, it was cool. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
I like the idea of like not remembering speedruns you've done.
Yeah, this is news to me. I forgot I did it. Yeah,
There you go. Is there anything else you forgot that you did?
it says Splatoon 2, but I
Oh,
did a single run of that when it came out.
well, there you go.
Said I
Splatoon
was
2.
80 what place? 89th place, and there's 154 runs. Not too bad.
Huh? There you go. Top 100. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Where
And
I'm
I
from,
think
top
people.
100's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So I can only imagine. Like, top run right there. Well, so that's everything you forgot, maybe.
I think so. I mean, I pulled up my Odyssey page here. Still 40th place. At the time, my 59:39, it was second place. That was
Well,
4 years ago.
that's pretty good.
It is. I think it's just the oldest run up there. That's yeah. Everything else is I see it 2 years ago. But yeah, 4 years ago, and that is still up there. Because some of the other people actually came back and beat their PBs.
Oldest
Um,
59 still on the boards.
I think. Oh, Nitro's still on there. With
No,
his
but
59,
Nigro's
59.
PB'd since then. He probably just didn't submit it yet.
Yeah, he didn't submit it.
Yeah.
He wanted to keep that on there. But yeah, I never PB'd. Because I guess I'm that bad. I don't know. I did try like 2 or 3 times to like run it, and
Mm-hmm.
I got close within like 30 seconds, but never was able to make it.
Mm.
Yeah, 4 years ago that was.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Someone thought your PB was still hour flat, but it was the
No,
59-59 in a race even, and then the.
well, no, 59-39 because I played a little bit after
Well, yeah, I'm
with
just saying there
the
was also
yeah.
a 59-59 in a
Oh
race,
yeah,
and we can't forget about that.
and there was the 59-50 something.
Oh,
There was
good.
another PB in between that, but then I PB'd by over 10 seconds,
Ah,
which is pretty big for this game. Pretty big.
yeah, that is a lot, especially now. Well, actually, I see people like PB by 30 seconds in the 57 range, but
Yeah, some people are just cracked. I don't
some
know.
people are just cracked. It's kind of
In
insane.
my time, that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, like,
Like, you know Chaos Pringle, right?
yeah.
The meta for him was PBing by half a second
Mm,
within like the same second range, just over and over.
fair enough.
Because when he had 59-58 at first.
Hmm.
He got a few 59-58s and then 59-57. And I
Oh,
think
great.
maybe a six
Oh,
until it
well,
was able to be broken.
funny.
He was very consistent. That's what he was known for.
Well, consistency is key, as they say.
But like
So,
way too consistent.
yeah, maybe to a fault, but
Yeah.
good, good enough. But yeah, so you were in the GSA Odyssey thing for Pace. But
hmm
they also did a lot of Mario Maker too, so I assume you were in a lot of those, right?
At in 2019, Mario Maker wasn't out then.
Well, but I mean afterwards, like there
But
were other.
after, yes. Yeah. So I went to
Hmm.
I forget what the event was called, but it was February of last year. The 2022 they had an event.
Mm-hmm.
I versed against IPK, another co-
Yeah.
he was a he's he has a lot of Smash experience, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So he's very competitive. So it really felt like a competition when I was up there. Which not usually how Mario Maker goes, but it's really fun to play that way. Um, but it was some kind of race just between us. I think I won that.
Mm.
Pretty sure I won it. But then we also had another I think it was an endless tournament in it was at TwitchCon San Diego that we
Mm.
did. Which it was fun, but it was also way too long because we were playing for like 8 hours a day,
Oh my God. Okay.
2 days in a row. Would never do it again.
Yeah, that's a bit
I'd
ridiculous.
it was. Um, yeah, we did that, and then GDQ most recently
Yeah,
did
you
that one.
were at GDQ for the first time.
I was there for the first time, played for the first time. Um, I think I did all right up there. It was fun.
Yeah, you kind of killed it, I'd say. A little
Thanks.
bit.
Yeah, I tend to like playing at live events more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't usually. I don't know. Do you feel nervous when you're up there? When you did your run?
Yeah, but that was my first time ever doing that, so that helped.
Good point. Yeah. Um, I think maybe for the first level, I'm like, whoa, this is cool. And it's like, heart rate elevated a little bit,
Hmm.
but I was chill after that because
Yeah,
we were up there for a while too. It's
yeah,
like you
that
just
was a
get
long
used
time.
to it. Yeah.
And you didn't have to play the whole time. You cycled out. You didn't have to talk at all, at least not with the
That's
mic
oh
acting
yeah,
up.
talking.
So
That's more work.
you had it
Yeah,
easy, is what I'm saying. So,
that's a good point. But we were getting the workout in the whole
oh
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be good cardio.
definitely
The
was.
musical chairs,
If you paid
competitive musical
attention
chairs.
if you looked at our chairs too, like especially on my team, they just got more spread out as you would watch the event. It's real
Yeah.
funny.
I can imagine just almost falling over, trying to sit down in the right spot. And deaths
Yeah.
can be quick. Like those were hard levels from what I saw.
Some of the ones near the end, especially, like they were supposed to be pretty quick levels. It's like, takes a few minutes to get through each one, not too
Hmm.
long. Some of them were, it's like if I were to grind it just by myself, without switching between players,
Hmm.
it would take me maybe 5 minutes to get through.
Hmm.
But keep in mind that you're multiplying that by four
Yeah,
because
like,
you're switching between four
and they
players.
gave you
So
like
the build
eight
up,
minutes.
yeah. Um, the one at the end, it was like SMB1 styled, and then you had a boot power up too. That was that was really hard to do in an event.
Yeah.
There are a few levels like that. They're like, whoa.
Well.
But once you're sitting at home playing just by yourself, or even if you were to play it by yourself there,
Hmm.
it'd be like a quarter of the time.
Yeah.
But you have to switch between everyone, which is it's harder than it seems, right? Because you're not building muscle memory from the other people; you're just building
Hmm.
knowledge. So you're still reacting to it for the first time. Um, so especially on a harder level like that, it's all about muscle memory. So it's pretty much, whenever I get back up, it's like try to make a little bit of progress, but then I gotta wait a minute to play again.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's
Really
got to be
different
a
playing up there.
very unique like
Hmm.
experience. And they have
Yeah,
those like every year, the maker relays.
they did last year and this year. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
It's either that or
we'll see.
Mario World, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see if it gets in again. But it seems like, other games kind of want to do the same thing too.
Yeah.
So how much space do we have for, relay, 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 right?
Yeah,
We'll
they can't
see.
have it every year. That'd be unfair. But
Yeah, because I know I imagine Celeste would be looking into that. 'Cause you
mm.
got a bunch of custom maps for that, which could be
Oh
cool.
yeah.
I've never done Celeste. Um, but I imagine they're probably thinking about it. There was a guy who did Mega Man Maker at
Mm-hmm.
this event,
I've
I
heard of
think,
that.
near the beginning. Um, which that happened. A bunch of games like that too that probably want to try to try their hand at it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll
Right.
see. I would definitely do it again if I'm invited again. It was super fun.
Yeah. Would you go to a GDQ just to go to a GDQ again though?
I'd probably have to run.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I went the first time.
Mm-hmm. It
This
makes
past
sense.
time. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like running.
I go to them all the time just because fun.
Yeah.
But
No, they're really fun.
oh yeah,
I was there for just a few days. It was really, really fun. Very packed too.
it was quite
Just like
packed.
in terms of like experience, it was like a lot,
Yeah, it's a lot to
a lot
take
of things
in.
going on. Yeah.
I mean, they rent out like a whole hotel's floor. That was two floors even.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great hotel too.
That was a good
Really
hotel.
fun to
Yeah.
just walk around too. They had
Hmm.
that rhythm game area too, which if you know
Yeah.
Panga, he's a god gamer at those.
He'll camp out
Um,
there the whole week.
it's insane. He tried to teach us how to play it. Some of the Mario Maker people. Um, I know I think me and the Beast we've done like some rhythm games. The Beast more than me. He used to play Guitar Hero.
Mm.
So he's way more experienced than I am. But tried to play like it was like a level 10 level, and then Panga's playing at the top level, which is like 20.
Mm.
Um, which is I don't know how he does it. And then he also makes it harder for himself too, because like the notes will come kind of like Guitar Hero. The notes come from the top of the screen, kind of like towards you, and then you hit it when it lines up.
Hmm.
Um, he sped it up by like 3 or 4 times, so that's like the
Yeah.
whole time. I don't know how he did it. Crazy.
Probably muscle memory. He just remembers where everything is and just plays it back.
He was also reacting to it too. It's like
Oh, he
I
was
don't know.
okay. Well,
No, he was.
okay.
Yeah.
Screw what I was saying. I guess.
I mean, part of it's muscle memory. You remember like, oh, this is the rhythm to it or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's like you're also reacting to it too. It's interesting how they work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super fun to go over there.
Yep. GDQs are fun. Would
Would
recommend
go again.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So in Mario Maker 2, there's the what is it like the expert, super expert, like
Yeah, like the
go
endless
on
mode.
endless. That's what it was.
Yeah. hmm
Uh, what's your high scores in like those?
So I do usually on my stream I do expert
Hmm.
and super expert,
Yeah.
right? So expert, that's the second hardest difficulty. Usually you'll see levels that are I'd say about 15% clear rate down to about 2%,
Oh
but
wow.
it varies too. Um it varies a lot cuz I'll do expert endless no skip, right? So every
Hmm.
level I get, I have to beat it. And if I lose all my lives, then I have to restart the run.
Yeah.
Right now, that run is at 5,700 clears. It's been going on for like 3 years, I think. Just kind of playing it on and off on the stream.
Yeah.
But
Just a couple clears.
yeah, I forget how high that number is because when new people come into the stream and they're like, "You mean 5,000?" I'm like, "Yeah." Um, the world record is for not skipping. I think it's around 11,000. And the
Jeez.
reason it stopped is because they gave up.
Okay.
They could have went further, but
Could have
they
went
just didn't feel
forever.
like yeah. But you get up to 99 lives in it, try to maintain them. And
Hmm.
then sometimes you'll get run killers, we'll call them, right, that don't belong in expert, but somehow made its way in there,
Hmm.
right? So maybe you can get uncleared levels in it, right? So 0% clear rate,
Hmm.
where it's like maybe a new level, right? The creator beat it pretty quick, so the game's like, oh, it's probably expert or something like that. So I'll put it into the expert level feed and then just give it to you, and you can't skip it.
Hmm.
Um, so I had a troll level that was in the dark ghost house. Took the entire level length, had to figure it out. Took about 40 minutes to get through that,
Hmm.
and I lost maybe 40, 50 lives, I think, something like that. And if you're going below like 70 lives, you're kind of scared
Hmm.
because you should always be around 90 or so. So if it's going low that quick, you know, the Switch has a clip feature on it, right? You can save a 30-second video. So
Hmm.
use that, try to look at my gameplay, be like, okay, how am I not going to die here next time? Try to make it into a strategy, right?
Hmm.
Um, So you're getting as many lives as you can to prepare for those levels that you shouldn't be getting. Because then sometimes you get like a triple shell jump or something, right? Where it's like this super difficult Kaizo trick, where
Hmm.
you throw 3 shells in the air and can jump off all of them. Which I've gotten a few of those before. Usually they give you a reset door, but sometimes they don't. So
Hmm.
it's iffy. But expert, it can usually go on forever unless you lose all your lives to a run killer. But
Hmm.
then there's also super expert no skip, um, which can't last that long. It never does. The world record for it is 44 or 45 levels.
Wow.
And you start with 30 lives for it, right? So you're beating as many levels as you can without losing lives. My record for it, I think, is 25. And I had like 20 lives on level 24 when I got to 25. Or well, I beat 25 and then 26. It was a really hard Kaiser level because
Mm.
you're getting anything that's 2% clear rate or below to like uncleared or
Yeah.
like 0.01, right? So you can get literally anything. So you're just trying not to get those levels that'll kill it. So it's more random on that. That's why I like playing expert a little bit more.
Hmm.
But still fun to do. Very challenging to do on stream.
Yeah. That is a high amount of levels for expert, at least.
Yeah,
Three and a
takes a
half
while.
years of
Something like
work.
that. Yeah.
They can all just fall apart someday to BS, essentially.
I've gotten as low as like 15 lives and then
Oh
make my way all the
my.
way back up. Yeah.
Scary. God. Uh, that's just like an amount of level, like a number that large for the amount of levels is like ridiculous to my brain.
Yeah.
Because like I'll
Um,
look at some attempt counters of mine, and even some of those aren't that high, and I was playing the game for a long time, and attempts can be quick.
yeah. No, I
So,
get it. Um, but yeah, it's usually just a level that's like super short. Some people know how to do the tech, some people don't. And then
hmm
usually we're the ones that don't know how to do it, all the streamers that do it. So it's like, okay, here's a one like a 3-second precision level, right? You
hmm
have to do one jump and that's it. But you'll take like 50 attempts to do that one jump.
mm
Or here's this Kaizo trick that not many people know how to do. Or here's this weird tech. And you have to figure out how to do it very quickly. Um, that's usually what it is. And they're killer.
mm
Every stream, that's what you're looking out for when you do it.
What kind of Kaizo tricks are in Mario Maker?
Most of it revolves around shell jumps, right? So you pick up a shell, jump, and then throw it at the right time. It goes under you. You can jump off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in Mario World, which is the style most Kaizo players will use, you're able to throw up, right? You can also drop items and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so most of the difficult tech levels will involve juggling, which is right. You have one item that you're carrying. You throw it up into the air. You grab another one, and then you throw that up into the air. Catch the first one, and then keep kind of going with it. Maybe do some jumps with it. Um, but then they add not just they add more items to that and like more and more, and
Mm-hmm.
it so like you have a trick where it's I think like a quintuple juggle. So you have 5 different items that you're juggling. Most of them springs because like they'll bounce up um upwards and then you can do like 2 spring jumps at the top with a triple shell jump. It's ridiculous what some of the people have been able to do. But some of that kind of stuff will land into expert
Mm.
and then it kills your run.
Yeah.
So you're watching out for those.
Wow. And Kaizo just sounds like pain to me at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it just is.
Yeah. A lot of patience for
I,
sure.
I'm sure they use the world because there's a lot of overlap with the Kaizo Mario World community. I mean, that's so big. And
Mhm.
so I'm sure it translates fairly well over. I know it's not the
Pretty
exact
well.
same physics, but
Yeah.
they got to be
There is one
close.
there's one thing that they removed at least. In Mario Maker 1, you used to be able to throw up an item and then spin jump, and you can grab it as you're spin jumping
Mm.
and kinda, like, twirl around you, right?
Yeah, you can do that in
You
Mario
can do a shell
World.
jump with it, maybe drop it. Yeah. Um, so Mario Maker 2, they decided to get rid of that, and you can't do it anymore. It was, like, one of the most useful things in the game. Most tricks that you would see in Mario Maker 1 would be like, "Oh, I throw up an item, and then I gotta carry it for a little bit, maybe drop it, catch something else."
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they got rid of a lot of tricks like that, a lot of glitches from Mario Maker 1. I'm sure you know what, like, a midair shell jump is, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's nearly frame perfect trick where you, like, kinda turn around, release
Mm-hmm.
the shell, and then it goes under you. So Mario Maker 1 had those, and then they got rid of it for Mario Maker 2. Um, but you can actually do those tricks in, like, the original Mario games too, which I found pretty
Yeah, you
interesting.
can do it in Mario World, but it's like triple frame perfect or something like that. It's
Something I've done it
ridiculous.
once before.
Well, okay.
And it's also in New Super Mario Bros. U in, like, the New
Oh.
Super games,
Hmm.
which they're weird how they work. You have to, because you can do the twirl in New Super games, right?
Yeah.
So you twirl as you're turning around, and then somehow the shell goes under you, you can still do it. Really weird how it works. Um, but it's still possible to do. I'm wondering if they're gonna keep it for the next Mario game, Mario Wonder. That'll
Yeah.
be like the first thing I test out. Take a Koopa shell, try the shell jump with it.
Fair
But
enough. Yeah,
yeah.
I have no idea what that game will be like.
Well, it's like kind of New Super, but like totally different art style at least. It seems like a lot of different moves too. They're
Yeah.
definitely putting a lot of work into it. It looks good.
Yeah, it's interesting. I will definitely play it day one. I don't
Hmm.
know if I should speed run it day one. I don't want to like ruin the casual experience, but
Yeah, don't take the record from me.
oh, I
Yeah,
see. Maybe we'll end up battling at some point. We'll see.
we'll see.
I,
Yeah.
I, I might need to jump on a train though. Like I've never like ran a game like as it came out. This is like the perfect opportunity to finally do it.
Hmm.
I'll have to see how fun the speed run is.
Yeah, right now it's what only up. I think that's the thing to do.
That is the thing to do right now.
It's I still gotta play it myself. It looks like an experience.
It looks interesting. I'm interested myself. I did beat Jump King once,
Okay. Yeah, I
so
played it for 20 minutes and gave up.
that is fair.
Yeah,
It took me many hours. I think I was up to like
sounds about
4
right.
a.m. But
Sounds about right.
I did it. So
Yeah.
surely only up can't be that hard.
No. No.
Copium.
All right, is there anything else you wanted to touch on or
Let's see. I think I covered all the bases I can think of. Uh, history, starting off, Odyssey, Maker, Kaizo stuffs, GDQ, tournaments, YouTube. I don't know. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. No.
we,
Um,
I think,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I think we did all right. I think
All
we,
right. Yeah.
so we can end it here, I suppose, unless
Yeah.
there's anything else you want to say real quick.
I think I'm okay.
All right.
I just know my camera's in a different spot now. Like because I'm looking at my usually I have it on my game monitor,
mm,
right? So usually I'm looking over this way, but I have to put it on my computer one today. It's like way higher
mm,
because this thing is super tall. So it's like a struggle to look up at the camera.
mm.
Um,
Mine's
so it's
below
just
me,
been
which is weird. So I'm never looking at it
mm,
because like I see the monitor above.
yeah. So it kind of I feel like it's been looking like I just look into space the whole time, which I'm cool with.
Well, so do I. So,
Yeah.
but it's me every week. So don't worry, it could be worse.
But yeah,
But yeah,
I think I'm good here. I mean, I stream on Twitch. I'm
hmm
LilKirbs. I'm on YouTube. LilKirbs.
yeah.
Everything is LilKirbs except for my Twitter, I guess, which I don't use. I didn't get the handle. It's
Mm,
LilKirbs 14 on there, which is what my name used to be.
hmm
I chopped
Dropping
off the
numbers.
number.
I'll have
I
to do
did,
that
yeah.
someday. But
It's the move. It's the
I
move.
you can't until you're partnered, and as far as I know, that'll never happen. So I might be stuck with it forever.
Well, if you get enough of these interviews going, get some more people in the stream, you never
Mm.
know. You can chop off your number.
Maybe I can
Whatever
chop
that
off
means.
my number.
Yeah.
that that's the motivation I need to chop off of the numbers.
Exactly.
All the cool kids are doing it. Well, yep. All those links that he just said, hey, look, there they are on the stream right there. Very
Oh,
cool.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I have the layout perfectly where your name is under your face and then all your links are too. It's
Perfect.
cool that way. You know what else is cool?
What's
An
cool?
actually cool Twitch feature.
Whoa. I know, right? The shout out thing.
Yeah, the shout out thing.
So useful.
It
So
is. It's
useful.
so good for this.
And I love that mods can do it too. It's not just
Oh,
me.
mods
I don't
could.
have to
Yeah,
type
that's
in it.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
mods are able to do it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, GDQ was using it, and that makes it a lot more helpful that way.
Yeah.
So I just gotta shout out Twitch for their very rare W's on good implementations because it's usually
Yeah.
garbage. So
Yeah.
all right,
No, I
well
get that.
I'll do my outro. I'll also do my own end command.
Hmm.
Thanks everyone for watching. This will be uploaded in 6 days. So if you're watching on YouTube, don't worry about what I'm saying here, but just gotta record these in advance for pace, just like I did for
Hmm.
GDQ. I've been gone so much this month. Uh,
Hmm.
but anyway, hey, if you're watching on YouTube, I stream these on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, I upload these to YouTube. Go check out both. Wow, Pog, self promotion. I'm such a content creator, I guess. We're trying, at least. All right. that'll be that. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Bye.
having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. All right, goodbye, everyone. Bye.